are listening to Jazz Brothers. They're playing Sugarcane from their 2009 release, Into the Night. This track and all the other music you'll hear on the show today are my original compositions. So I hope you like them. All right, so here's the featured track for today's podcast, and it's only fitting that the first track for the first cast should be off of the Laz Jazz CD that I produced with my former student and now my friend, more than a student. He's a freshman at the University of Oregon now on a jazz scholarship, and has become an extremely fine jazz pianist. And this is a CD that from a CD that I co-produced with Laz GLICKMAN for his graduation project when he graduated and moved back to Portland, 8th grade graduation. So it has some of the finest players on it from both Bend and Portland. We have Renato Caranto playing tenor saxophone on this tune. The tune's called it's called Something Romantic now, but originally it was called Fives and Sixes because it's combinations of measures of 5 and measures of 6, and not in a specific order. They just flow with the melody, and it's kind of unusual, a bit challenging to play, but it started off as a joke actually for a song that I was writing for some of my blues players friends. A typical blues tune might start bop 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 wow, and I always thought it might be kind of a little joke to play on them if we dropped a beat. So just when they were ready to play the downbeat, the rest of the group had already played the downbeat. Kind of an inside joke. So I was doing that, and then I made a mistake and hit a wrong note, hit a major 7 instead of a dominant 7, and I really liked it, so I turned it into a completely different piece. And then it became 5s and 6s, combinations of measure of 5, boop, ba-doo, boom, boom, and a measure of 6, da, 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 or it might be a measure of 6, da, 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 and a measure of 5, da, da, or anyway, goes on like that, and that's the melody. So the incomparable Renato Caranto is playing tenor on it. Dave Capteen is playing upright bass on it. The phenomenal young Laz GLICKMAN is playing Fender Rhodes piano on it, and I'm playing drums. And we recorded it at Tim's Kung Fu Bakery studio in Portland. It's a very, very fine studio, and unusual in that we actually went to the studio, and for the most part, we recorded everything in one session there. One thing that was a bit unique is on some of the tunes, we actually recorded the bass. Joe Plass played bass on some of the tunes here in Bend, and then we emailed those tracks to Portland and overdubbed against them up there. But generally, everything was live in the studio. Turned out really well, and a great project for Laz, and we really, really enjoyed working on it together. So he continued to study piano later back in Portland. He continued to study Porter, who is a very, very fine jazz piano player who's based out of Portland and teaches and works from Portland. This microphone's bugging me. And so Randy was here and doing a workshop at the hotel that I was facilitating. So I had a chance to get together with him and talk, of course, about the student that we shared, but more importantly, I had a chance to ask Randy if he might give me a lesson, and if we could get together for a piano lesson. And of course, he very graciously agreed to. So we met down at the hotel the next day, and we worked on a couple things for the lesson, and and then I asked him if I could play a tune for him. So I played this tune. It was called Fives and Sixes at that time. Played it for him, and he really liked it. And I asked him if he would maybe take a couple minutes and look at it and play it. And so he did, and he played a magnificent version of it, and came up with it on the spot, of course, and it sounded really great. So when we wrapped things up, he says, George, I like your tune, but he says, you shouldn't call it fives and sixes. It's just a little too academic. It's such a beautiful melody and such a beautiful song. You should think of something, call it something romantic, And so afterwards I thought about it. And so Randy, thank you. We've renamed the song Something Romantic. So I hope you'll enjoy listening to part of the track now. And the song will be played at the end of the podcast, and it'll run out so you can listen to the entire thing then if you'd like to. But here it is. It's called Something Romantic. It's from the Laz Jazz CD of 2014. Again, featuring Renato Caranto on tenor saxophone, Laz GLICKMAN on Fender Rhodes piano, Dave Capteen on bass, and myself playing drums. Oh, hey, everyone. Just wanted to say thanks for tuning in, listening or watching, whatever the case may be today. I'm appreciative of that. But also want to take a couple minutes and just say thanks to my many supporters and friends of jazz here in Central Oregon, my sponsors and other folks that are always there to support me and jazz, and especially my friends at the Oxford Hotel, who together with the jazz series that is coming into their 9th year this year. Means my 7th year of hosting the workshops there with them. It's been a great relationship and continues to grow. Of course, the folks at Ben Broadband at the River House, Marv and the Notables, Mr. Wagner and Sal Marquez, Joe Rohrbacher at Just Joe's Music, and the Sun River Music Festival, and of course my lovely wife, who is always there, always supportive of me, and always ready for some jazz. So thank you. So until next time, I'll say goodbye to you and to the old dog next door. I'm just going to let today's featured track play on out, and I hope you'll listen to it.